Hello all and Happy New Year. We're starting off 2022 really strong with episode 7 featuring the founder of McKinley Studios, Walker McKinley himself. Walker is the man with a vision. He brings to us a really creative and unique business model that truly differentiates his company within this industry. He started off McKinley Studios first in Calgary and then proved out the business model for his architecture and design firm, then later decided to expand to other markets and open up an office in Vancouver, BC. Luckily for us, we will be uncovering the office design because the office design was instrumental in creating a brand presence for this new market. The office was truly a business development tool that helped attract new clientele as well as retain existing talent. So without further ado, welcome to Spaces Uncovered.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Before diving into your beautiful office design, why don't you share with us the journey of how you started off as an architect and what led you to starting your own firm in Vancouver?
I'm old, so it's an old story. I think I always knew I'd be an architect. I didn't really want to do anything else. And I went at it in a long route. I have a education in sculpture and art history and industrial design and architecture. And then I went on to do a post-professional master's in architectural theory with a minor in film study, so sort of all over the place. And then while I was in school, I started getting work from friends designing bars and restaurants, and I just kind of kept going. And so I never actually had a job in an architecture firm. We brought in very senior people. Dale Taylor was the dean of the school that I got my professional degree from. He worked with us and helped me do my hours and register, and so I've never had a job as an architect except in my own firm. So.
No, it's really cool and inspiring that you've always kind of worked for yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's why we look the way we do, because I don't really know what it's supposed to look like. I've been making it up the whole time, and I think we're landed on a very different model than most firms, and I think that's part of why.
That's awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about the model as the interview goes on. Describe some of the main goals that you had when you were looking for your office space in Vancouver.
So we always had work in Vancouver. We decided to open a firm or an office here. I reached out to Brian Hill, who owns Aritzia, and literally just said, I might open an office. If you happen to know of any good space, like you know Vancouver, let me know. Brian said, I have a space that arguably is the best space for your firm that you could find. I could probably lease it to you. And so that's where we ended up. It was a space that Brian was holding within the building Aritzia's headquarters is in, that he had planned to do his family business offices in, which he moved over, and we got that space. So
nice.
It's a beautiful space.
No, it is beautiful. What were some of those design concepts that you integrated to kind of help position McKinley as a boutique design leader within your market?
I think we thought of it was a great space for us because it's a kind of dramatic, old industrial. It was a fish packing plant. It has 23-foot ceilings and sort of sawtooth skylights, a big view of the harbor, and yet it's edgy and gritty and semi-industrial. So it felt like a design studio from the day we moved in. And I think our brand in our other office had a certain degree of let's call it hospitality-driven poshness. It's very nice. So we wanted to insert some of that into the space as well and kind of play that contrast of industrial and finished, refined and rough. And to me, that felt like Vancouver. Felt just right. So.
Totally. And what were some of those design features that you think piqued the interest of your visitors the most and kind of helped tell the story of your vision for the company?
I think overall the finish quality is not what you expect in the building because it is quite industrial. It's a little like COI space here. It's a semi-industrial, and then you get a very finished pieces of it here and there. So I think when you walk in, there's a marble desk and a kind of sculptural wall treatment, and we change what happens in the lobby, so sometimes it's quite refined furniture, sometimes it's an art gallery, but it's quite refined compared to the industrial quality of the building. There's an 11-foot Cupid doll at the end of the hallway that definitely is one of the features people ask about. So.
Yeah, I'm sure that raises a lot of questions
It
when
does.
people walk in and see the
Yeah.
10-foot unpredictable object there in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, I do think it takes some bold moves like that to truly make a first impression and a memorable experience for prospective clients and
Yeah.
break into a new market as well, right?
And to make it feel like us. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And from my research, McKinley's also a little bit different from other traditional firms, right? Because you have 5 other revenue streams that differentiate your offering. So maybe
Yeah.
walk me through what some of those are.
So we're called McKinley Studios because we're a kind of ecosystem of different studios. So we have architecture, interiors, furniture manufacturing and procurement, art consultancy, a branding division, and then the strange one is called Black Chamber, which is a think tank consumer behavior group, research and development group.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And the past 2 years, you know, offices have been mostly closed. How would you say you've pivoted the function of your office to adapt to, and respond to the needs of employees now wanting to work remotely?
So like most people, we've been closed a lot and back a lot and closed a lot and back a lot. During that, we realized that we do pretty well. We have 2 offices. We've always been working with Zoom. We've always been remote in a sense. So we kind of doubled down on that and bought everyone new laptops, which allow them to run all of our software wherever they are. And we will forever be, our program's called Anywhere, Anytime. And it's what it sounds like. People are allowed to work wherever they like. For the space, we also realized that our space was always very flexible, and you know, people can come and go. The hardware allows them to dock wherever they want in the office, but a lot of the space is also really good at being a gallery or being an event space or a party space or whatever. So we're always changing it. We're always having events when we can, and it's been, you know, schizophrenic in that regard. We've had big parties during the last 2 years, and then suddenly we're closed again. So, but the space has been great for that.
And in terms of managing that remote work kind of process, do you have monthly metrics that you hit, or is it
Yes.
still, yeah?
Yeah, so really, all we have is monthly metrics. It's, you know, if you get your work done, if you want to get it all done in a day and surf for 28 days, like I said to you, then you can. You can do it however you like.
It's like Patagonia Go Surfing, is it called?
Do whatever you like, yeah, and just get your work done every month. So.
No, that's interesting how you kind of pivoted your consultative traditional model to more of a performance-based model,
Totally.
where you give autonomy back to your employees.
And I feel like the employees love that. They're, of course, they're responsible people and they get a lot done and they're creative, and sometimes they don't want to be creative, so it's okay. Sometimes they want to do it at midnight or, you know, at the cabin. I don't know why I would care. So where they do it.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to someone that's designing a space that is meant to be used as a business development tool, so to attract new clients and retain existing talent? In one
I
sentence.
think, sorry, I never speak in one sentence. I think all offices, when we design them, are about the values of the group we're in it. So our values are social, so you need to be able to party, you need to be able to eat and drink, you need to be able to throw events. I think all of that allows us to bring visitors in. I think that's the biggest thing for us. And it looks like us. It's unique and art-filled.
Oh, that's great.
It's a long sentence.
That's good. That's perfect. Well, thank you. I think, you know, your business model is a really great lesson on how important it is to kind of focus, put time and energy into thinking of a unique value proposition for your business and really leveraging the design environment to be that brand voice that can bring out that unique value. So yeah, I really enjoyed featuring you today, and the rumor on the street is that you do have some really killer events, so I'm excited to get the invite for
You're
the next
invited
one.
to all of them. Standing invite.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you all for the endless support. My goal is to share the inspiring stories of my fellow design friends and connect like-minded individuals. So if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment, throw in a like, and subscribe and reshare.